main event. The main event of WrestleMania 31. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. And then towards the end of the match, it became Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. But Seth Rollins is the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. He cashed in the Money in the Bank, made the main event of WrestleMania a triple threat, and he walked away with the championship. But before we got to that point, Brock Lesnar was beating the entire hell out of Roman Reigns. And it got to the point, I think I was more shocked by that beating than I was the one that he delivered to John Cena at SummerSlam. And Charlie and I were in the audience there. So
you can probably see me leaping out of the building.
Watching from home this time around, I was like, wow, he is really getting the hell beat out of him. It got to the point where it was a little scary.
The crowd was in love with it too. It was kind of funny.
I think even they were like at the beginning, oh yeah, whoop his ass. Then it got to
See, this match, I'm going to start by doing this. Okay, I got my list, top 25 matches in wrestling 2015. I'm going to do this live here. Number 6, WrestleMania play button, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. I'm even going to throw in parentheses versus Seth Rollins. 4.5 stars. This match was fantastic. This was awesome. Because I went into this match, I'm sitting here wearing my Roman Reigns sweatshirt. I went into this match hoping to God that Roman Reigns would get the ever-loving shit kicked out of him. And he did. And I'll tell you right now, as a guy that went into this match saying, Brock Lesnar has to win, and I want Brock Lesnar to win, by the time this ended, I was going nuts for the idea of Roman Reigns winning. Like,
yes, me too. And I know that may not mean much coming from us, but like seriously, like shit, we've been off.
We were off. Like the ship had sank and we were swimming. Like it was like
we would rank Brock Lesnar above Roman Reigns on the list of markiness. So yeah. I honestly was like, I was watching that and I was like, oh shit, is Roman Reigns going to win this? Roman Reigns could possibly win this. Like, and they got me so wrapped up in it.
When he started hitting those Superman punches and Brock won't go down, and Brock won't go down, and I'm sitting here and it was like the ship just kind of came right from underneath the water and just like resurrected and I climbed back on.
It started at the point where he busted Brock open on the ring post on the outside.
But
that was a cool spot.
By the time we got to those Superman punches, Brock won't go down. And I love how they did it because they definitely... This was one instance where making Roman look strong was not a good idea. Because I think that they really toned it and they worked it well. And this was where Roman Reigns kind of recaptured that edge that I think he was missing on the road to WrestleMania. He recaptured the character I want him to be. And I think by the crowd was very anti-Roman. But I think by the end of the match, I think they were starting to get there. Like they were making strides. Like there were people that were literally going, man, and then he fights back, and there were people that were kind of buying in a little bit, and I was one of those people, I'm going nuts. And then boy, this was a great match, and when they got to the point where that music hit, it was an unbelievably creative, innovative, and a just fantastic way to use that briefcase. Because I was talking with someone on Twitter that I was kind of open to the idea of Lesnar getting beaten by Seth via cash-in, because I didn't want it to be Reigns. I didn't want Reigns to be cashed in on after winning. Mm-hmm. But I was kind of open to that idea. The way they were able to do it, they totally protected Lesnar. And that was my idea with Lesnar getting cashed in on once. They still protect Lesnar. Well, now they protect Lesnar in a huge freaking way. And even with the finish, with Lesnar coming back after the curb stomp, lifting him up for the F5, and then getting speared, and then, on Roman gets pinned. Man, it was unbelievable. I cannot say enough good stuff about this match.
Honestly,
they definitely did a great job with the booking of this match. I was watching it early on, and I was like, why aren't they booking these two guys more as equals? Because just looking at the aesthetics of Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, you would look at these two and like, okay, well, this guy can go toe-to-toe with Brock Lesnar. And as the match unfolded, that question kind of went out of my head. They honestly booked this in a very smart way where it was to the point where it was like people look at Roman Reigns, and the reason why they don't like him is because they felt as if he had an easy road to the main event of WrestleMania and possibly an easy road to the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. So looking at this match, they're like, okay, well, if you happen to win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, your ass is going to be dragged through hell and back by the devil himself. And in that case, the devil was Brock Lesnar. So if you didn't feel that Roman Reigns earned his shot at the WWE World Heavyweight Championship before that match, if he had won, when everything was said and done, you damn sure feel it at that point. So when you look at the match being booked in that way and Roman Reigns showing defiance, it wasn't one of those things where it's like Roman Reigns, he's trying to garner sympathy from the crowd, like he wants you to cry for him and anything like that. Like, he was actually smirking while Brock Lesnar was beating the hell out of him, and he was staying in the fight. He's like, come on, bring it on, bring it on. I'm slowly working you down. And we got that moment where he hit Brock Lesnar on the ring post, and that's where you flip the switch in the match, and Roman Reigns throwing all of those Superman punches and the spears. Just, I love the way that this match was booked. It was booked very well.
What I thought was so cool was that they did the cash in the middle of the match. I thought that was, because again, you haven't seen that yet, you know. And I think that somebody was saying like, "Oh, that's innovative." Like, no, what's innovative is that it's never been done in a match before. Like, to make it a triple threat, that we haven't seen that yet. So that was really cool in of itself with Seth. I liked it. I liked this main event. I liked Rollins getting involved, because then you just didn't know what was going to happen. You're saying to yourself, man, what if Rollins loses? Oh my God, no, what's going on here? If Reigns still wins the match, we're all going to get upset, you know, whatever. I actually was enjoying Brock's beat down on Roman. I thought that was quite enjoyable. It was good. It was good stuff. It had me happy. I was quite satisfied.
Check out this picture here, guys. That's the sight of a Brock Lesnar when he sees his own blood. He was like, oh, you know some shit is about to go down when you see that there.
Yeah, I love the way they did the cash-in, because a lot of people... The best thing about wrestling, we talked about the predictability of Cena and Rusev, and I always kind of say that wrestling should for the most part be predictable, because then when it's not, it's just that much better. And when you think you know everything that's going to happen and they throw something like this at you, it was great, because the fans were still in the mode of Brock could still win, because we all knew how this was going to happen. But people were going to want Brock to win, and then Roman was going to win, and then people were going to end the show chanting, you know, let's go Rollins, or come on Seth, or we want Rollins, you know, that whole deal. They caught them in the moment of when they were still, you know, chanting for Brock. They were still that they weren't thinking Seth yet. So when Seth comes out, it was just an amazing moment, came out of nowhere, and really was awesome.
And you mentioning that, it just goes to show even further how great the booking of this match was, because they had to strike a very delicate balancing act. You have to make sure that you don't tip it too far in one side versus, you know, the other. And right in that sweet moment there, that's when Seth Rollins comes out, cashes in the Money in the Bank briefcase, wins the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and he actually pinned Roman Reigns. He did not pin Brock Lesnar. So Brock Lesnar,
very good.
Brock Lesnar, he hasn't been pinned, and they took his championship away. This is a guy who announced to the world, I'm walking away with that damn title. And without him having anything to say about it at all, that title gets taken away from him.
And very smart booking. Again, that's, to me, that adds to that, how smart the booking was.
It's amazing that these are the same people that booked the build-up.
I know. Yeah.
Like, it was like somebody finally walked over and like kicked him in the ass and went, wake the fuck up.